Well, they kick us out. They kick us out.
Yes, that's true. We'll just continue the video later.
Yeah.
Okay, so today I wanted to talk about adventuring, and since it's about theme about adventuring, we in Bunis, we're in a botanical garden here in Turku on Russo Island.
Yep.
We just saw a bunch of plants.
Tons. There. We didn't even see them all. There's so many. This place is ginormous.
Yeah, it's huge. We also gotta come back when it's not fucking raining. What is it?
Pissing rain.
Pissing rain, yeah.
As they say in Ireland.
Ireland, yeah.
Ireland.
But I definitely gotta come back, and it was really cool, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I feel like we just zoomed through a lot of the stuff, but.
Yeah, it's true. Especially being like, I think yesterday, this whole week, being so stressed with work and like really working and kind of feeling depressed.
Yeah.
Especially this morning too. We're like, oh, it's not feeling too good. But I feel like then we watched the movie,
Oh yeah, Secret Life of Walter Mitty. What?
Mitty?
Yeah, Walter Mitty. For
Yeah.
some reason that sounds weird.
And
Walter Mitty, yeah.
yeah, it was actually a movie for about like, I don't know, dude is adventuring and doing things. And there's random people passing by. They might kick us out soon. We see.
That's okay. It happens. It happens.
But I don't know, and I really like the energy from this movie about like, you know, going after, like, I don't know, it's more like instead of daydreaming, trying to like find adventure in your life, to actually become like a person that you dream of becoming. Yeah,
I feel like it's a very classic narrative, but the way the movie was done was very like entertaining, yeah, but also just like I don't know, it just felt like it hit that like emotional note.
Yeah, but
really
I feel
well.
like it's like really resonates especially with me because like I feel like maybe as an artist or someone like in general as humans, like I used to daydream about a lot about like.
Well, I feel like not even just like general, but I think for you specifically, like one of your main motivations in life, like for yourself, is like adventure, magic, and wonder. Like that is like kind of your guiding principles, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why it actually hits like on your note, like on your sort of emotional heartstring, right? Because like that's like your thing.
Yeah, but I feel like that's another thing that I always wanted to become those cool people like Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
But and I feel like going outside the comfort zone and like in order to become like cool people that you kind of daydream about being,
Yeah.
you have to like go outside your comfort zone and kind of be uncomfortable in a weird way.
Yeah, always. Yeah. Yeah, it feels horrible while you're doing it for the most part. Well, it's like up and down, but like I feel like, yeah, because it makes you uncomfortable, you don't want to do it. But like once you kind of do it or in the process of doing it, you sort of like open up another like door of reality for yourself. And I know this is all like sounds like so like
Esoteric.
esoteric and blah, blah. But like yeah, it's sort of that sensation where you're like you open up another kind of, let's say, door in this case, but where you're like, oh, that's an avenue that I can actually do. Whereas like previously before, like you would never imagine yourself being able to do that thing. And it could be like really something simple. Like I gotta keep on pounding this, and I think every episode. But like for me, it's like the calorie counting thing. I know it's so annoying, but I've like always been like a fat kid, right? I fucking love food, man.
I love food too.
Yeah. But and like I was avoiding the whole calorie counting thing because I'm like, nah, I don't believe in it, and like my life is never gonna be like that. But like actually, like once actually just starting it and like seeing kind of, oh yeah, there actually is a process and that can help me. I know, and again, I'm using this as an example because it's really simple. It's not like, you're like a magical thing where you go to Iceland or Greenland and all of a sudden become like a thing, like a better adventure or whatever.
We're like what adventure is today?
Yeah. But like on a very like base level, it could be something simple like that, right? Where you're like, oh, actually, this is something that I could do to change my life in the way that I actually hope to imagine it to be or something, right? So. Yeah. Just more people driving by.
Yeah, I don't know if they like riding by to tell us to get the fuck out. Or...
No, they would. People would come and say,
tell us, right?
Yeah, they wouldn't. Just like sharks in the water, just like circle you. You like get out. But yeah.
But no, I feel like, especially like for arts, it's kind of important also to come and step out of your zone because I feel like it's trying to tie it back to like artistic pursuit. I feel like the reason I think I can become a better storyteller or an artist is kind of becoming experiencing life in a weird way, because it's like coming back to like the tough thing. I
Oh,
remember
the
like
festival,
we were like going talking about how much we always think about like storytelling, and we're constantly referencing other people creation. Like right now we're referencing the movie, right?
yeah.
Or the adventure, and it's like always about like referencing back to previous artworks or
Mm.
previous creations that were made
Mm-hmm.
in order to like make your storytelling work.
Mm.
But I feel like this big part of the TEO is it's like, man, and sometimes when you spend so much time with people constantly thinking about storytelling and making like stories and like, producing things and about arts and stuff, you kind of in this weird bubble of storytelling. But I feel like in order to actually make something interesting, you gotta live life. Like you gotta experience things first
Yeah.
before you can like, because I feel like your experiences ultimately is the ones that like, I don't know, give juice or like perspective to your artwork, right?
I feel like, yeah, ultimately, like for you as an artist, you're just sort of like an egotistical vessel of your own thoughts and ideas, right? So, like, I think every artist is different, like in terms of their avenue. Some people just lock themselves in a room and then they fucking make art and then they put it in the world, right? And like that's like their own unique whatever it is based on
I
their
feel like
emotional
I know, I
whatever.
understand. It's like,
But I think for like you and I think the thing that we enjoy about art is that when it connects to a personal story,
yeah,
right? Something that's really kind of unique to an individual's
like
experience.
honest.
Yeah, like experience in
Yeah,
life, right? And then I feel like that's when it resonates with us most. Like that's what we like, right?
that's true.
Everyone's
No, no, no.
different.
I'm not talking about like in general.
I
But
know,
like,
but I'm just wanting to clarify
yeah,
it
yeah,
because it can sound
because
very
yeah,
like
yeah, like generic, no,
generic. Yeah. Well, no, it's like a general kind of like
generalized.
the best kind of art
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
this, right?
No, no, no. But like,
But yeah. So on that note, it's like I feel like yeah, the coolest art, well, at least yeah, the ones that we like is like when I really like Ali Brosh, like
oh,
from
the comic book.
the comic Hyperbole and a Half and Solutions and Other Problems, I think. Because it's very like she's just like down in the dirt, talks about her own personal experiences, which
Yeah.
is both good and hilarious and also very traumatic and bad. But the way she writes is like you feel like you're like there with her writing, right?
Yeah.
It just feels like the way that she put together. Obviously, I'm sure it took a lot of work and stuff. It's not like she just like willy nilly put it together, but like that voice is really awesome, and I really love like I feel like that's one thing that I struggle with my own work. I'm too like editor all the time, like it's so much to the point that like I don't even make things because I'm like, "Ugh, why would I make this thing? Because it's not going to be good enough, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like it's not going to be my voice in my head. And yeah, but to what you're saying before about experiences, I think when you have experiences, you just have a bigger library or repertoire of kind of your own emotional things to
Yeah.
tap into, right?
I feel like since we went to like decide to just bounce to Portugal, like that step like in Midi when he just said, fuck it, I'm gonna
I'm gonna go, yeah,
go to Greenland.
yeah,
That's kind of what we experienced to going to the Portugal.
yeah,
Feel like we're like screw it, we're just gonna fly out there. We have no money and like we're just gonna keep
yeah.
trying to
No
survive.
money, no jobs.
Yeah, and it's like continues because that reoccurring theme right now. Because I'm right now thinking, should we go back to Canada? Should we save money? Be like smart about it?
Yeah,
And unfortunately, I think I'm a degenerate, and I'm just gonna continue being like, no, let's keep trying to push that like adventure aspect of it, right?
yeah.
And try to stay as long as possible in Finland, even after my contract ends, and look for the next opportunity, right?
Yeah.
And so far, it's been kind of working out for me. But I'm just saying, like, I like that spirit of like, fuck it, let's see what happens, and just like being kind of scared.
Yep.
And still trying to go towards like things that scares you and like and adventuring, like
Yeah.
like even the way we're trying to bring our friend like Diana to us, because I want to also people kind of experience it. I don't know why I need the other people to be like almost
Verify or something.
no like reconfirm my belief that this is awesome, that I'm not just insane person, that like, oh no, it's really cool to push yourself in that space of that mind space of being like doing adventures, doing different difficult things, and like exploring and trying to figure out like navigate yourself in this weird world.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's why I want to bring Diana into Finland too, and like live like degenerates, like in one in one small room, not that like now a small apartment to like and experience that like close knit like this collaborative vibe of being like away from the place where you're comfortable, where you like kind of grow up in and just like work together. Like remember when we were like slumming it at my parents' place and at bunk bed with my brother living and
But you
sleeping
have
on
to
top.
give context. I feel like because we know it so well, but I feel like yeah, you have to paint the story first
Okay,
of
so
all.
basically we came back from Finland and from my first contract at Gickelbug, and we were like, "Fucking, we gotta. This time we're gonna save money. We're not gonna find a place. Well,
This
actually, we
time.
looked for a place, but then because we had like short contracts, you started working, and we're like, we're just gonna
Yeah.
like figure out where to live, and because we were traveling to Lightbox and like and wedding and stuff,
Yeah.
and we we're like, okay, we're gonna live at your parents, at my parents, at your parents, at my parents, and like my parents have like 2 bedroom apartment in Toronto, so that like we used to as three of us. I have 2 brothers, and so 3 of us used to live all in one room, and my parents in different room. So it continues being like this forever. And yeah, and I was like, fuck it. My younger brother right now is studying in Vancouver, but my middle brother is still there and occupying this whole huge room to himself. So we're like, me and Kia's like, you know what? We're gonna crash into this bedroom, and we're gonna live with you, and we're just gonna have like this fucking insane, intense, like shoulder to shoulder living situation.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, it was really fun.
Yeah, it was
Because
really
I
fun.
really like that kind of like being kind of comfortable, being all together kind of energy, and like being like in situation where you're a bit uncomfortable, but you're also like super. You're trying to create things. You're trying to think over like storytelling, and like you constantly like in this tight. Maybe it's because I grew up with 3 brothers in one room, but I really like that energy,
Makes
right?
sense. Yeah.
And that's why I feel like something about this like discomfort of being super close together, and also like discomfort of being outside your comfort zone in terms of different country, like constantly adventuring, exploring. I just want to combine those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I feel like bringing in like my brothers last time to Finland. It was really fun. Like maybe bring in more people here, like Diana. We try to bring like who else? Roman to like
Yeah.
to be in a tight space and be like, hey, this is not cool.
Isn't it school? And they're like,
Disgusting.
gross. Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, so yeah, I kind of really like this like a weird collaborative spaces, and also being like adventuring at the same time, experiencing those like adventure with people,
Yeah.
which is awesome because I can experience those adventures with you, but at the same time it's like the more like the mashed together. It's the
Well, it just adds another variable, right? Because I feel like we've lived together for so long that there's certain, yeah, of course, we're never going to know each other 100% because everyone's always changing, but there's certain like patterns that we understand about each other, you know, like we start like being able to think very similarly to certain degrees on certain times, not all the time, but like, so because of that, it's
Yeah.
like very symbiotic, I guess, because we're like, oh yeah, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like it's, well, like when you add a different person completely in like living a different life, because we live the same life, right? Because
Yeah.
we're together all the time. But now you have somebody like a variable from the outside. I feel like that just like adds another layer of
Yeah.
interest, right? Like, oh, like they're living their life like this. Like, what is that like? And how do they bring their own nuances into your space? Especially when you're living in the same space, because it's different when you just like hang out with the person and just go for coffee or something.
Yeah.
But when you live together, it's like a whole different
Experience.
experience. Yeah.
I don't know, like, and that's why it's like today's theme, like the whole adventuring and being artistic. I don't know, because I still haven't figured out why I like it so much, but it's something that makes me really like happy about it. When it's like a little bit scary, a little bit uncomfortable and confusing, but really exciting when you bring in people and you like experience weird adventurous things together,
Yeah.
and also at the same time trying to figure out how to relate to your own artistic pursuit. So I don't know what it is, because like I'm still in the process of like
Yeah. Figuring out.
pushing towards like, because when I was watching like the Wonderful Life of Meaty,
Yep.
I was like, man, okay, I'm like kind of on a pathway of doing cool things, but I want more.
Yeah.
Like I want to be more uncomfortable. I want to go to
Yeah.
Afghanistan.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I want to go to the Himalayas.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there was like the feeling, and I don't know. Is this insane? Like, is it weird?
No, it's not insane. I don't think it's insane at all. I feel like that's what drives like a lot of people, that wonder and adventure, and
Yeah.
that's what like even just the imagination of it is what drives like all every like I don't want to say all, but like most creatives, right? Book like any book ever fiction ever written is on that
Yeah.
same principle, right? Of like what's this unknown world like?
But am
So
I like justifying my degeneracy and wanderlust by being like it applies to art making for sure?
but what
Trust.
why does it matter if it's justified, not justified? Like there's no justified is just like you're just judging yourself against your own like what's it called, pillars of value, right? That's kind of that's what that question is asking if you think about it.
No, I think like it's trying to optimize like
Oh,
my like
is this the
my
most optimal
autistic
path?
way to optimize things. Being like, is this the most optimal path to being the best artist I can be?
Artist. Well, again, but that's subjective, right? But what it's more like what's the best artist for you specifically?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I literally I'm not
And it
convinced.
probably changes, to be honest,
Yeah.
because
for sure.
sometimes it's probably well, the best artist for me right now is an artist that can fucking break in some money because yeah, I need
That's
cash.
true. That's true.
Let me
yeah.
draw Peppa Pig for you.
Yeah. I
But
think
then
so.
maybe when you have a bunch of cash or at least the very very basics and you're like stable, you're like okay,
Yeah.
now I need something to fulfill my artistic soul, and so
I think so. Yeah.
yeah.
It's like a weird attempt to combine both of being constantly out there, but also trying to make your art at the same time, which is really hard.
I think it's hard. I feel like that's why a lot of artists have cycles. Like I forget
Yeah.
who, but there's a really, I was some podcast. When you listen to like 100
Yeah.
podcasts
Yeah.
about, but like some famous artists would work for 7 years on
Yeah.
projects and stuff,
Yeah.
and then take a 1 year off,
Mm,
and then travel the world, and it wouldn't even think about touch work for a whole year.
yeah.
Just kind of absorbing knowledge, like not knowledge, but absorbing experiences and kind of taking in kind of all the things I guess maybe he wanted to do or whatever it was, travel, family, etc. And then after that year, he would go back to work and work 7 years. He's somewhere in New York, somewhere.
That's
So it could be like that. It's like the seasonal work mindset, right? Where maybe you work for or actually be whatever you consider productive for like maybe the winter seasons. Let's say if you're doing
Yeah.
that. And then the other seasons, you go out and you just collect experiences.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Mm.
I don't know. It's like a seasonal kind of activity in a sense. But anytime I'm like in a situation where, like, I discover something new, I feel like I want to capture it somehow in form of like a drawing sketch. Like today when we were in Botanical
Yep.
Garden, I'm like, man, should we sit down and start sketching those
Yeah,
plants?
I really
Like,
wanted
man,
to.
it's
Yeah.
like, is it too weird? But then I
That
was
would be
like, man,
weird.
it's gonna take a while because once you go into that mode
Yeah,
of like
yeah,
drawing,
it's like
you're
a
like,
day.
don't touch me. Like, I want to finish this thing. Yeah.
But maybe it's good practice to like make it short, Like I feel like that's one thing I also struggle with where it's like, okay, if I'm gonna draw, okay, clear off the desk, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna get my snacks, I'm gonna get my coffee. All right, so we're going in, boys. Like it's like a
But
whole like
yeah, but that's what actually I noticed. That's why I think the whole adventuring part is fun because you still want to make your art
Mm.
and you out of comfort zone and you're trying to figure out how to at the same time make this art. So actually my like this barrier between like doing shit and then going to drawing became smaller. Like for me, sitting down and drawing is much easier now
easier,
than it
yeah.
used to be.
To like flip
Like
into the zone and out of the zone, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like that's just the more you do it. That's it.
Yeah, I
It's
think
like the more you
yeah.
just go out and like, for example, life drawing. You're sitting on a bus, you pull out your thing, your book, and you just draw.
Yeah.
At any moment, you just have sketchbook and you just draw. It doesn't matter. You don't have to like. Well, in the beginning, you kind of force yourself to like build the habit.
Yeah, it was like really weird because when we went to that comic book festival in Helsinki, there was like a live drawing session,
Yeah.
and we just jumped in right away. I was like, oh, this is a cool opportunity. But then I've met some colleagues in there, like production side people, and they're like, oh, of course you just jump in and start drawing the live drawing. And I should have asked, like, what do you mean? Like,
Of course.
of course you did that. I'm like,
It makes sense from a production side because like, oh, you're an artist, right?
I guess, but I mean, like,
Maybe for you it's weird, but for them it makes sense, doesn't it?
hmm.
Because like, oh, like you're an artist, like of course that's the thing you're gonna do is like draw. Because
I
like
see.
artist is your identity for them, right?
Yeah.
Like your life is just art, and to a certain degree, as an artist, it kind of is, right? Like it's
Yeah.
because it's like there's no separation really of like
Life
I'm
and
going to
our
work
day.
now. It's just like you're always kind of
That's what I'm
thinking about
saying. That
art.
it's
Yeah.
like I always trying to utilize the whole adventuring part
Mm.
to artwork production.
Yeah.
Like you connect because
Yeah.
you can be just a normal human being who goes like and have a wanderlust and travels and does the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's satisfying on like multiple levels for a person.
Yeah.
But like for me, as being like a person who also wants to make art, I'm like this is somehow has to be part of the artistic journey.
Yeah. 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 How do I encapsulate? I feel like, but no matter what, like, because you just are a vessel. I get it. That's the word of the day. It's a vessel.
That's all.
But that absorbs everything around you no matter what, right? Even
Yeah.
whether you want to or not, like subconsciously. So all that shit that you experience is going to be somehow transposed, is that the right word? Transported, I don't know,
Yeah.
into your art making to a certain degree, right?
That's true.
Like all of a sudden when you go to do designs for plants, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I went to this big botanical garden, they had the craziest whack ass plants. Like, so now that kind of experience is going to be utilized in your, not to say that you're going to like be able to sit down and draw all these amazing plants, but just the idea of it and its existence is already in your mind, and that's already something that you're going to utilize, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
So henceforth, like I feel like it's not like when you're having the experience, I don't think you necessarily need to be like, how am I going to utilize this in my art process? Just have the experience, right? Be present, and I feel like that's when you really like, I don't know, absorb it. Yeah, because if you're present, you're there in that experience, and you're experiencing as you feel in that moment, right?
Okay, that makes sense. So what are we doing recording this shit for? Like fuck this. Let's go go
Well, I
experience
mean,
it.
we have experiences. This is just for, I don't know.
What are we doing? I don't know.
Well, no,
Hi,
it's
Mom.
like it's all yeah, yeah.
You only my my only audience.
Subscriber.
Subscriber,
My
yeah.
one subscriber is my mom.
Yeah, hey, Mom.
But it's like it's also good to again every
But like I said
part of
in
the process
in
is
a
good.
previous like podcast or whatever that shit is, like the whole retrospection aspect, I really like. I like that.
Yeah,
part.
well, because you're very cerebral. You always live in kind of your brain a little bit.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Let's go experience things.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
More adventuring. How do we get back to the? Are we taking boat?
Yeah.
Or
Guess
we
what?
want to take a bus?
What time is it? It's 5:13.
We can book it to the boat. It's at 5:45, I think, right?
It was 45. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. We can probably make it.
Yeah. So we're gonna jump on the boat and go back to the city.
Yeah.
Because we're right now on a. It's not an island, but what is it?
It is an island technically.
Oh yeah, because there's a bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Russell Island. Yeah, it's a very nice island. We're gonna bring. What we're gonna bring? Oh yeah, if when Diana comes, we're gonna bring you here.
Yeah, I don't know if she's gonna see this ever, but
No, Diana's never gonna see this.
never.
We're talking shit about people
Never.
and nobody knows.
Well, do we really talk shit? I mean, we just say honestly what we think. So yeah, I guess there could be shit.
Okay, let's back up. Let's put our oh, hold on. I'm gonna show my amazing poncho time.
Oh man,
This is it.
dude.
If
If you
this
thought
is
we
most-
looked like tourists for,
Oh fuck! I got lost. Okay, this is my poncho. I'm ready. It's adventure mode.
adventure mode.
Are you gonna put your movement on?
Yeah, I gotta put my bag on first. Oh my god, what is this? What is this video? You actually gonna watch this?
No. of
Wait,
course
what
not.
about the mics?
Oh fuck. Okay, yeah, we got it. Okay, say goodbye.